Max, can you please rant about Heroic Week for a bit? No, I'm gonna leave off my Heroic Week rants because I feel like at least this patch they're doing it a little bit better. Like starting on Tuesday, you can do like Mythic Zeros, which are gonna drop like new upgrade path stuff, and you're gonna be able to do delves and get like new season gear. That I think is going to feel really good because last season, the very first week of season 2 was so boring. It was like you did like a quest line on day 1 and you just couldn't do anything. I honestly think the first week is going to feel so much better this time. That doesn't exactly impact why Heroic Week is good or bad. It's separate, but I do think it's like a great change. At least I'm foreseeing that people will really enjoy playing the game in the first week. There will definitely be a lot more to do, especially if you have alts, than like the previous first week, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, I don't understand. Like here's basically what I want. When people say you want a Heroic Week, what they think is how it used to be, which is like Mythic Plus is either delayed or is like capped at some level for some reason. But I see no reason why that would have to happen. Basically, the thing that I'm advocating for, and I have not heard a good argument as to why this would be bad, is just do everything you're doing now. Change nothing. Just delay Mythic Raid specifically by 1 week. Don't delay Mythic Plus. Why not? Don't delay Heroic. You're already spending like a decent amount of the first week doing splits at the high level anyway. But the reason why I say that is I think everyone who actually even goes into Mythic in week 1, anyone who like goes in with their guild into Mythic on week 1, which by the way is not a lot of guilds. It's like a very small amount of guilds relatively. I think all of those guilds' lives would be easier if it was delayed by a week. I would believe the majority. And then for everyone else, I think it has massive benefits. So one issue they have right now is they released the game, right? And they don't have any information of heroic splits. So bosses are often overtuned, undertuned. That's not Mythic bosses are. That's not really an issue a lot of people get to. Like even as, you know, as overtuned as Styx was, it was just fixed before almost anyone got there or killed it. But I'm talking like class balance. Like I think class balance is really what it's just so important in this game. I think they actually did a really good job of it last season, by the way. But there's just always like a class that's a little too good or a little too bad once the raid comes out. And I just find it hard to believe that with an entire week of heroic data and Mythic Plus data that they wouldn't be able to do that better before the race starts. Because once the race starts, they're kind of locked in. They can't really make any changes until it's over. So everyone else in the game that isn't a part of this, which is like everyone, has to wait for 2 weeks until the game to be better balanced or properly balanced. So I just feel like that is a negative that almost anyone would benefit from. But yeah, I haven't heard really a good argument from them or really anyone else as to why that would be bad. But yeah, they just keep sending it. Also, like selfishly on my side, it would also be just incredibly good for race viewership. As much as some of the more veteran race watchers have paid attention, you guys kind of know like how many days splits takes now. You're used to these simultaneous releases. You kind of know that you used to be able to be like, all right, Tuesday's here, Mythic's coming out, we're raiding Mythic today. And then that kind of got pulled, that rug got pulled out from you. And then now you know it's like usually Thursday or Friday, but it's not, you're not really sure. So it's a little annoying, and that definitely turbo like tanks viewership just in general. Whereas when it's like, you know, everyone's like this Tuesday reset happens, like we're waking up and like Liquid's going into Mythic. That is just, I mean, we see numbers for it. That just like cranks viewership, which helps everyone around me keep their job, and is just a more hype event in general. So, I mean, selfishly, that is why I am a big fan of it. It also, in general, it's just really anxiety inducing to just be doing boring ass heroic splits when Mythic is out. It's like you're doing monotonous, easy, repetitive content, but not easy enough where you can go on autopilot. So you just fry your brain for like 3 days before you actually start. Someone in chat said, I don't care. I just want Mythic Plus ASAP. Yeah, no one's arguing that Mythic Plus should be affected by this at all, nor would it be. I don't see any reason why it would be, right? Max, would you prefer if they released Mythic and then released Heroic and Mythic Plus 2 weeks later? Well, certainly not. I don't even know why I read that. Max, is there anything to do first week pre-Mythic Plus? Yeah, you do Mythic Zeros and Delves. They want the Race to World first and the patch to be as close together as they can. Okay, so you're arguing for like a Race to World first viewership thing? Like they want this event to be as big as possible to market their game and get more people to resub, whatever. I actually push back on that because when you're pushing back Mythic by 1 week, you're not actually delaying the race by 1 week. You're delaying it by like 3 days. Because we don't even start the race till Friday anyway. And people don't even know when to tune in, which affects it massively. Viewership is infinitely higher if Mythic is delayed by 1 week, even if the patch is slightly after that. I actually don't agree with that. I think I think the argument you were trying to make is they're trying to make the race like the biggest marketing thing possible. I actually think they are turbo inting that by not having a Mythic delayed.